I will be showing you Shockdart lineups that I use to get consistent 90 damage whenever someone tries to get an orb. Every lineup will be in audible range of the orbs and fast enough to hit them. I will be showing lineups for every orb on every map in the game. Let's start with the A main orb. To hit the A main orb you can come over here to 3, go on to this patch, just try to get a small gap here, aim just a bit under this line in this gap, double bounce it, and it should hit right almost perfectly onto the orb, dealing 90 damage. The B main orb is quite easy, you can usually just wing it, but if you want to consistently hit it, you can line yourself up at the line between these bricks, aim above this bar with a single bounce, aim at this line, single bounce it, should land right on top of the orb. The A orb on bind is a bit harder, as many of the lineups that you can do are too far away for you to actually hear the orb get taken. So you could do an easy one by just single bouncing it from this wall right onto the orb, but this is the most dangerous one as you're open to this angle, so if they walk up, don't make any noise. You're just standing here with your Shockdart out, so you can make it a bit safer by going into this corner, aiming over here, then taking your dart out and aiming on this dot on the wall, double bouncing it, full power, straight onto the orb. For the B long orb, there's only a couple spots that are close enough to hear them take the orb and fast enough for you to shoot your Shockdart. The first one is in this corner. You can line yourself up with this plank. Then aim over here at the plant with a 1 bounce and 2 power.
Shockdart.
This lands right on top of the right on top of the orb.
Area.
The other one is a bit safer from elbow. You go to this wall. You walk against it until these walls almost line up, so you only have a corner available. You aim at this dot. You line it up against the corner. Full power, double bounce.
Area.
Laying right on top of the orb. For the orb on A, you can come over here into bricks. Line this wall up with the dark patch over here. Aim at this line, 1 power, 1 bounce. 2 power, 1 bounce.
Revealing area.
Shoot it right at the orb.
Revealing area.
For one that's a bit further away, you can come
Right
into
here.
this corner. You can still hear the orb from here. Line up this line over here with the corner. Double bounce it, full power.
Scanning ahead.
Straight into the wall right next to the orb, still doing almost full damage. For the B main orb on breeze, you can come over to the side. You can line up the pillar with this wall, like this. Aim at the pink flower. Do a single bounce, 2 power.
Scanning ahead.
Lands right on the orb. If you're playing on pillar, you can also listen out for the orb from this spot.
Right here.
This is close enough from over here. Then if you hear him take the orb, you can go back a bit. Single power just over the box, straight at the orb.
Revealing area.
For the orbs on A, you can start with this one. You can go into this corner, tuck yourself in. Next to these letters you have this white line. You can aim in this corner. Go full power, single bounce.
Scanning ahead.
This will land perfectly on the orb. For the orb on dish, if you go into this corner, you can do a full power dart with a single bounce from just over there. Lands perfectly on the orb. For the B main orb, you can come over to this corner. Aim at this line where it meets the wall. 1 bounce, 3 power.
Scanning ahead.
Lands right on top of the orb. For the arcade orb, you can come into tower. You line up this wall with itself, like this. You aim at the leaves over here. You do a double bounce, 3 power again.
Scanning ahead.
Bounce right on top of the orb. The A orb is very easy. If you're behind this box, you can hear everything along, including if they try to take the orb. You can do a simple safe lineup from here. If you line up this box with this window over here, you can have a Shockdart with a single bounce, single power. Just drop it right on top of him. You can also do a bit of a faster Shockdart by almost hitting at the floor here, full power, single bounce.
Shockdart.
Shooting it straight at him. For the orb on C long, you don't have as many options as the sound doesn't reach all the way on the side. That's why you have to stay close to this wall. You can go into this corner, follow this line through, go past this part on the uneven cloth. Full power, single bounce.
Scanning ahead.
This will go straight onto the orb. For the orb on A, we have a few options. You can go into this corner, aim between these two lines, full power, single bounce, right onto the orb. You can also do it from this corner. Just aim at the ceiling, look in the middle line where it meets the lamp. Full power, single bounce again.
Revealing area.
Also straight onto the orb. But these are quite dangerous. So if you go back side, you can also line up this wall with the generator. Just go to this line. 1 bounce, 1 power.
Scanning ahead.
Also straight onto the orb. On B there aren't as many options because the
Right
orb
here.
is too far away to hear it from a lot of spots for when it gets taken. And also too far away for your shock darts to arrive. To hit the person taking the orb. That's why the only real spot you can play from to hit them is behind this box, behind the container. And shoot shock darts like these. Or from this side you can also shoot a shock dart like this. If you're playing A side, you can line yourself up with the stairs like this, so that you can see the edge. Aim into this corner, aim just slightly above the bottom part, full power, single bounce, straight onto the orb. If you're playing from heaven, you can still do damage. You can aim with a shock dart in this corner, from like almost any spot here. Single bounce, no power, just 1 power. Which will also just drop straight onto the orb. For the final orb, which is on B, you can play from side. You can line yourselves up with the stairs like this. Aim just on the corner, underneath the third pillar over here, where it meets the wall. With a shock dart, 2 power, single bounce, and you will hit the person trying to get the orb.